It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them, all lies will be exposed. That's all. Cause P Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Sean Diddy Combs can't seem to escape the spotlight right now, and the federal investigation into any connections to an alleged sex trafficking operation is creating comparisons to other infamous figures like Jeffrey Epstein and R. Kelly.
Y'all, as much as it sounds like a broken record, you just gotta sit back and appreciate the irony of Katt Williams being right about Diddy this whole time. And now Katt's back with more receipts showing that this Diddy drama is running way deeper than anybody thought. Ever since Diddy's homes got raided, all kinds of stuff has been resurfacing, and it's becoming clear that Diddy's been about that life for decades, and he hasn't been riding solo. Allegedly, he's had some very high-profile accomplices in the industry, and these folks aren't nobodies. We're talking about Hollywood royalty. Katt has made it his mission to blow the lid off of Diddy's whole operation, and let's just say he's not holding back. Word is that Diddy's little crew of industry buddies are the ones that got him up into this mess, and they won't stop until he's completely taken down. So what's got Katt calling out Diddy as his accomplice, and are they the real reason that Diddy's in this mess? Let's talk about it. Okay, so y'all should have been paying attention when Katt Williams said everything done in the dark was gonna come to the light this year, because this year is close to ending, but we've already seen so much mess unfold. As we know, Katt's been on a whole mission to call out all the creeps and snakes in the industry, and of course, one of the main ones under his radar is Diddy. In his interview on Club Shay Shay, Katt straight up predicted that 2024 would be the year Diddy finally gets exposed, but folks thought he was just talking and making jokes.
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them, all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
He even talked about how he had to walk away from millions many times because he didn't want to party with the likes of Diddy. Because Diddy be wanting to party, you got to tell him no.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so free.
It's wild to see everything played out exactly how Katt said it would. But y'all know how Diddy's homes got raided by Homeland Security and how he tried to run away to some private island, leaving his kids behind to deal with the cops. Like, it was just a bunch of craziness. But for those of y'all who missed that drama, let me give y'all a quick recap. On Monday, March 25th, Homeland Security investigators rolled up on 3 of Diddy's homes, 2 in Miami and 1 in LA, and raided them all. It's all part of a bigger investigation. Let's just say the situation is getting messy, and they're slow rolling all the stuff that they found from the raid. But according to the rep for Homeland Security Investigations, HSI New York executed law enforcement actions as a part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. We will provide further information as it becomes available. Well, footage from the raid showed several officials surrounding Diddy's homes, and in one of the videos, you can actually see his sons, Justin and Christian, getting cuffed, which was a pretty standard during these raids like this. The whole situation is allegedly connected to allegations that may have been popping up against Diddy over the last few months. But as y'all can remember, the first big allegation came from Cassie in her November 2023 lawsuit, where she accused Diddy of a decade of mistreatment, manipulation, and control. According to Cassie, Diddy would force her into situations with other men for his own twisted pleasure, organizing these wild freak-off sessions where she'd be pumped full of substances, leaving her unable to consent to whatever he wanted. She also claimed that he got violent with her, blew up Kid Cudi's car when he found out that they had been talking, and he even made her carry his firearm and pick up prescription meds for him. Well, Diddy settled the case with Cassie for an undisclosed amount just one day after she filed that lawsuit and it went viral, probably thinking that it would make everything go away quietly, right? But it ended up having the opposite effect. It opened up the full floodgates and people immediately started buzzing, thinking that if he settled that fast, it was because he probably did exactly what she was accusing him of. Like I said, Cassie's lawsuit opened the floodgates because ever since then, more alleged victims have stepped forward with their own lawsuits against Diddy, claiming everything from to drugging people and taking advantage of them. So far, there has been many more lawsuits after Cassie's, including the one from Diddy's former producer Lil Rod, who worked on his Love album. Lil Rod's lawsuit accused Diddy of RICO offenses and all kinds of twisted stuff. But what's really wild is that Lil Rod didn't just stop at Diddy. He named some other big players as co-defendants, including Christina Korum, Diddy's chief of staff, and Ethiopia Habte Mariam, former Motown Records CEO. Well, Lil Rod also claimed that Diddy once bragged about using his connections to powerful people to redeem himself from all the bad press surrounding these lawsuits. And guess who else is on board with the idea that Diddy isn't acting alone? Katt Williams, of course. He's been vocal about how Diddy's got some powerful friends in high places who participate in the same shady activities. Well, Katt even shared a clip on his Instagram story recently showing an old episode of Diddy on Nickelodeon's All That, hinting that this whole thing has been brewing for a long time. In the clip, two young boys asked Diddy how to wake up their friend after all their previous attempts had failed. Diddy suggests they put a toy helicopter in the boys' pants and remote control it.
We can't wake up Shane.
You try symbols?
Yep.
What about sour milk?
Didn't work.
Tell you what, take this toy helicopter, put it down his pants.
All right, we'll do.
Yo, this clip is disturbing. And it's wild enough that Diddy even read the script and thought it was okay to do. But honestly, given his history with young boys like Justin Bieber and Usher, and all the rumors about what he allegedly did to them, maybe we shouldn't be that surprised. What makes things even creepier though is the fact that someone at Nickelodeon not only wrote the script but also approved it. And apparently that somebody was Dan Schneider. And if y'all have been keeping up, Dan Schneider and a few other Nickelodeon execs have recently been exposed for taking advantage of the child stars working with the network. This whole Nickelodeon and Dan Schneider situation blew up after the release of the Investigation Discovery's docuseries Quiet on the Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, which dove deep into the mistreatment going on behind the scenes of y'all's favorite Nickelodeon shows. Now, Katt Williams seemed to hint in his post that Dan Schneider might be one of Diddy's accomplices in the industry. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, there's more. Remember that infamous rant where Katt called out Diddy and Jermaine Dupri, accusing them of being PDF files?
What's happening, Puff? I'll be back to you if JD ain't had it. Yeah. Jermaine Dupri, king of pedophiles.
Well, as y'all know, Jermaine Dupri has faced accusations about violating members of Criss Cross, with rumors swirling that he used to take them to strip clubs and allegedly do bad things to them. Now, there's no solid proof to back up these claims, and Jermaine has flat out denied it. When asked about it, he responded with, "You must be out of your effing mind. Buzz forever. I should sue you for writing this disrespectful ish on my page. F out of here." But you know how it goes with these things. Denials don't always mean the rumors stop. When it comes to these allegations, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. And it sounds very similar to Diddy being accused of messing around with people who worked under him. Well, Diddy's former backup dancer Tanika Ray spoke out on Instagram, where she talked about how her experience with Diddy was horrific and traumatizing. She wrote, "If I told my story in 1996, then what? I just knew to avoid him at all costs. Yes, I danced for him and kept my space. I was on the vote or die airplane and kept my space. I interviewed him for his projects and kept my space. Nothing that is happening is surprising. But interestingly, Diddy allegedly played a smart one and shielded himself from all this by getting recordings of all these big names who allegedly frequent Diddy's parties and participate in these alleged freak-offs. In fact, an insider said that the raid on Diddy's homes was to search for cell phones, cameras, laptops, and other electronic devices that recorded the alleged blackmail tapes. That is mentioned with the names of Stevie J, who was mentioned as a victim of gay blackmail tapes, in addition to Cuba Gooding Jr. and Young Miami, who were mentioned as alleged active participants in Puff Daddy's recent lawsuits. Well, 50 Cent even chimed in on the drama, confirming those wild rumors about Diddy having blackmail videos. In an Instagram post, 50 joked about wanting to buy those tapes, referencing the claim from Lil Rod's lawsuit that Diddy allegedly had hidden cameras in every room of his house. According to Lil Rod, Diddy recorded hours upon hours of footage and audio of his guests engaging in all kinds of illegal activity. It's giving creepy vibes, and if true, it's no wonder people are nervous about what could come out next. In the post, 50 added a screenshot showing a news clip of a highlighted section of Lil Rod's lawsuit that read, "Mr. Combs had hidden cameras in every room of his home, has recordings of several celebrities, artists, music label executives, and athletes engaging in illegal activity. These individuals were recorded without their knowledge and consent. Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person who has attended his freak-off parties and his house parties." Well, 50 then captioned the post saying, "Shaking my head, this is gonna be so good. What you want to bet I'ma get these tapes? I'll pay top dollar for them. You been over there? I don't go to the Puffy parties." But 50 Cent didn't stop there, because he then went on to make a bunch of posts that seemed to imply that Jay-Z might be one of Diddy's accomplices. Like this post where 50 shared a missing milk carton image of Jay-Z with the caption, "Puff said Ninja ain't answering his phone." In another post, 50 shared a photo of Jay appearing to wave with the caption, "Here is Jay-Z last reported seen waving at Puffy Jet." Now, the idea that Jay-Z and Diddy are two peas in a pod is nothing new, and folks have been speculating for years that Jay might be on the same level or worse when it comes to being shady. Now, some people have even thrown around the P word, especially given Jay's history of dating girls who were either still in high school or way younger than him. From Beyonce to Aaliyah to Foxy Brown, Jay-Z has been accused of liking them young and fresh out of the cradle, as they say. And now a resurfaced video of Jaguar Wright is stirring things up again. In the clip, she claims that Jay was messing around with Rihanna when she was just 15, and that he had even given her herpes.
Understand why people keep talking about that. It was forever ago. They were both very young, and he had just had his first herpes outbreak from her giving him the herpes.
Ooh, my.
Like, how the fuck did, you know what I mean? Like people don't understand what happened that night. And that's because Jay-Z worked so fucking hard to change the narrative of that night. Now, Rihanna was only 14, 15 when he started fucking with her and signed to the death jail. It's clear to say that the herpes that she had came from the person she had been most sexually involved with, and that was Sean Carter.
Well, Jaguar was referencing the time when Chris Brown accused Rihanna of giving him herpes during their relationship. And according to her, Chris's allegations were spot on, because Rihanna actually got herpes from Jay. Now, anybody that knows Jaguar Wright knows she's been on a mission against Jay-Z for a minute now, and we could possibly and honestly spend all day unpacking the things she said about him. But in one of her interviews, she pointed out Jay-Z and Diddy having been connected for a long time, implying there's a deeper link between the two. In another interview, Jaguar described Jay as being like Diddy, just smarter and meaner, and she believes that's why he's managed to avoid getting caught up in the same scandals. It's all very shady, and Jaguar is sharing everything that she knows.
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy. Just he been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
But then there have been rumors flying around about Diddy and how he's ready to snitch on all his accomplices because he is sure ain't going down alone. Jaguar hopped on a live recently to talk about how Diddy was allegedly turning over tapes of Jay and Beyonce attending his freak-off parties to the feds.
Diddy done turned over tapes, allegedly with the Carters. It's some freak-off and the Beyonce high on the cocaine, and the tapes had jizz all over it. Hold on.
And honestly, it's not a huge leap to think Diddy might snitch on his crew, especially since the rumors about him being a rat have been floating around for a long time. Y'all remember back in 2022 when these leaked screenshots of Kanye's conversation with Diddy started making its rounds, right? It was a whole mess and people started speculating that Diddy might not be as loyal as he seems. With everything unfolding now, it's like people are starting to connect the dots and wonder just how deep it goes. In the screenshots, Kanye was calling Diddy a fed and telling him off. He texted Puff, "Come do something illegal to me now, please." And Puff responded, "As soon as I land, we'll meet face to face. Send me an address." To which Ye then responded, "Ninja F you, you fed." Well, also check out this interview where Kanye calls a bunch of rappers fake hard and accuses them of cutting a deal with the feds.
Kidnapped my daughter in public, and I didn't have the address to my child. None of these niggas that want to say something
Travis
now.
gave you the address, though?
Travis gave me the address.
Right.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you.
Wait,
hold on.
Okay.
All you fake hard niggas, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck who, cause you can't shoot nobody anyway, and the reason why you gotta talk is cause you did a deal, you fucking fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta come at me, cause part of the deal for you to be able to do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you gonna go pull my coat car. So y'all niggas shut the fuck up about me. Now let me say it calm. You niggas shut the fuck up about Michael.
Right.
We all know Kanye loves to go on these rants that often sound a bit out there, but let's be real for a millisecond. When people start calling out certain figures in the industry, they often get labeled as crazy, addicts, or criminals just to discredit them. So maybe it's time for us to pay a little closer attention to what Kanye may have been saying about these folks. Remember, he mentioned that he's able to speak his mind because he hasn't sold his soul to the Illuminati for fame or money. And speaking of those people who might have sold their souls, Young Miami is now facing accusations of being in cahoots with Diddy and allegedly selling her soul to him. For context, Young Miami popped up in Lil Rod's lawsuit after he accused her cousin of engaging in improper behavior with him that he did not consent to. On Monday, March 25th, Lil Rod added 25 additional pages to that lawsuit, and his new info implicates Young Miami as part of Diddy's inner circle. The document accuses her of being Diddy's supplier of a substance called pink cocaine, or Tucci, which is supposedly a mix of cocaine and ecstasy. Now, according to the allegations, Diddy has a taste for this substance, and his main mule for transporting it is allegedly Brendan Paul, a former Syracuse University basketball player. But interestingly, Brendan was reportedly arrested at a Miami airport shortly after the raid on Diddy's home there. However, the document states that Brendan isn't the only one running these deliveries for Diddy. Young Miami gets in on the action too sometimes. It reads, "Plaintiff and the Combs RICO enterprise were rehearsing for Something in the Water Festival in Virginia. Plaintiff Jones personally witnessed Mr. Combs do a few lines of coke in his dressing room. Defendant Sean Combs wanted Tucci, but Brendan forgot it. So defendant Christina Quorum called Young Miami, who then brought it on a private jet from Miami." Well, Young Miami is also accused of being on Diddy's payroll as an S worker. Upon information and belief, defendants Lucian Charles Grange, in his capacity as CEO of UMG, authorized Motown Records and Universal Music Group to provide financial resources to defendants Sean Combs and Love Records through wire transfers to defendants Sean Combs and Love Records accountant Robin Greenhill. Upon information and belief, Ms. Greenhill ensured the wiring, funds transferred, or cash payments to S workers were completed. According to Plaintiff Jones, defendant Sean Combs bragged about having several women on a monthly stipend. According to Plaintiff Jones, the women who received these payments are Carisha Romika Brownlee, aka Young Miami, Jade Ramey, aka Jade, Cervantes Narvaez, aka Daphne Joy, who were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs' workers. Also, Young Miami has made some statements online that made it seem like she participated in whatever Diddy was doing. Like this tweet where she said, "If I wanted you to eat my pee, Diddy would have you on your knees, girl. You a eater." What's even more interesting though about this whole Diddy situation is the creepy message Suge Knight left for Diddy from jail. Suge basically told Diddy that he needs to be careful and that his life is in danger because of secrets he knows in a little secret room they participated in. From what Suge said, Folks assumed Diddy must have had some very damaging information about certain figures in the industry that might cost him his life, especially if he ends up in prison. However, as far as Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, is concerned, Diddy won't ever be in prison for long because he just can't handle it. In a recent interview, Gene said Diddy would much rather off himself than go to prison.
When you're a narcissist, there's always a possibility because you're suffering. But I don't think that he can see himself in a cage. I don't think he can see himself behind those bars in those type of situations. It's too many real dudes that dislike him. But then again, there's a lot of real dudes that need help. And him being behind bars.
And judging by the fact that Diddy has been denied bail 3 times by 3 different judges, well, let's just say that he has every right to panic because this is not looking good for him at all, and his accomplices would be very worried. RICO charges typically involve a lot of co-conspirators, so there is a very high chance that the feds will be coming up with even more arrest warrants ahead of Diddy's trial, which has been set for May 2025. But I need to hear what y'all think about this. Do you think that Diddy's conspirators will turn against him first, or do you think he's going to turn on his besties first? Drop your thoughts and comments below, and then check out this next video.